You know, last night, one of the buzziest ads was from Bud Light, and that is where one unsuspecting football fan, this was great, got taken for the ride of his life. Take a look at this.
Joe.
Good evening.
Hello, Lily.
Hey, Don. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Nice to see you.
She's feeling a little under the weather.
Hi.
Twins.
Yes.
This is a bizarre night. My mind is blown.
They're on their way down.
Prepare to be crushed in tiny tennis. Just give me 5 push-ups, 2. I knew it! It's not a bad shot for my little princess.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for when Don Cheadle, a llama named Lily, and the identical twin of the girl you just met take you to a party where you defeat Arnold Schwarzenegger in a sudden death ping pong match that puts you on stage with One Republic. Bud Light.
One Republic, a llama, and Don Cheadle, obviously along, with anything else that was happening on this night of mystery. So the guy at the center of that ad, Ian Rappaport, is joining us now here. Ian, you got the smile, dude. What happened on this?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Explain how this whole thing happened.
It's just so wild, I'm just a regular 27-year-old dude living in Manhattan and, trying to pay rent any way that I can. So, another source of way to make money for me is I do some focus groups where I can fit a demographic profile. And they happen to be looking for somebody I match a fit. And went through a series of focus groups where they could understand my personality and the kind of guy I was. And it seemed that I fit the bill. So after the second round, they said if they liked me, they would bring me back for the third focus group, which would be the super group. And they would give me $1,000 to go out for the night. It would be more social atmosphere. And I did not know what to expect, but I knew I needed that $1,000.
So the $1,000 is almost kind of like, it's minuscule at this point compared to like what's going on. So you show up at this bar, a beautiful woman comes up and gives you a Bud Light, and you literally have no idea what's going to happen.
I had no idea. In fact, I walked over to the bar. I was at a hotel.
And you ordered a Coors.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at another place prior to that with one of the women who had interviewed me in one of the prior focus groups, and she walked me over to the bar. We happened to sit and be talking for a while. She had to go outside and take a phone call. Enter Kelly, the woman who, who's now sitting across from me, this beautiful girl. And that's kind of how this whole thing got started. So I really had no clue what was going on. This was really meticulously thought out by Bud Light, and they really went in there and knew what they were doing to set this all up for me, because I thought I was just doing a focus group.
You ever see Michael Douglas' The Game?
That's
right.
That's exactly what I thought.
That would freak me out.
I got to say that's got to be the inspiration. I mean, it's like,
as long as you didn't see a clown with eyes that were following you around the room. But at any point, like as you're like, you're shooting this, and clearly when you get in the back of a stretch Hummer, I don't know what your Saturday nights are like. They usually don't end like that for me, but.
Yeah, I know. I know something is up. I don't know what is going on. The last thing I'm thinking is a commercial is being shot. But I know that they took me because of the way that I acted in the 2 prior focus groups. Genuine myself, and that's how I had to be that night. And I just knew that. They would pay me $1,000, the focus group, to be myself. They want to see how I react in an environment.
Right.
And I could have never in a million years imagined that it would have amounted to this. Are you kidding me? I mean, it was.
So you get in the elevator. Don Cheadle's there with a llama, and instantly it just starts.
It's amazing, and I'm a huge animal fan. I love all animals. So
I love the fact that you're like, hey, Don Cheadle, that's great, but the llama, oh my
was awesome. Well, Don Cheadle is the man. But I didn't notice it was him. I mean, the llama walked in and kind of separated me and Don Cheadle, if you watch the ad again. And that's when I kind of look over the llama and say, oh, it's Don. How are you?
Don Cheadle walking his llama on a regular all night.
What a great guy.
So then you get out, but you see like you've got like cameras following you around and things like that. And then you walk into, to me I think was like the most impressive part is that you walk into this table tennis showdown with Arnold Schwarzenegger. When did you recognize that it was him?
Oh, I knew immediately. I think I walked in, and I think I might have said Arnold in an Arnold voice. And I wasn't really thinking throughout this whole thing. I was just talking and doing. So I didn't. If I was thinking about this, it just would have all been too weird for me, right? I wouldn't have been able to really hold myself together. How do I handle this? So I just continuously just went along and made it happen. It was crazy, and I'm a big ping pong player.
Wait, was that in the focus group? Because they were like, what are your skills like?
Yes.
ping pong, table tennis, excellent.
Yeah.
Was that?
So I think one of the questions was, are you a tennis player or a ping pong player? And I told them I'm a ping pong player and I went to sleepaway camp for a long time and, kind of perfected my skills there.
This is the wildest story.
You can't even imagine. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, it was crazy. I walked in to play tiny tennis.
Right. And so all of a sudden, then the wall flops down, and you see a stage, and One Republic is up there.
I mean, that was just crazy. I caught the ball. I beat him in the third game. I was so happy that the wall falls down. And I think that I'm walking in, this is another part of the experience where I'm standing in the crowd and watching One Republic on stage. But Arnold is pushing me up the stage, and I get up there, and I'm on with everyone. Minka Kelly, Don Cheadle, Reggie Watts, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And at that point, I think Arnold whispers into my ear, and he says, "This is all for you." And at that point, I realize this, and I start freaking out. This was all done for me. Are you kidding me? I mean, there's so many people there for me. I was so thankful and grateful and excited and pumped, and the best night of my life. All thanks to Bud Light. It was amazing.
That is so. And the other thing, like, and now you see it back. You see like all the behind the scenes. You see like the control room. You see like these choppers like following you around from place to place. Did it creep you out, though, now that you see like exactly just how intimately people were kind of following you around?
No, I happen to love it. All eyes on me. It's a lot of fun. Why not? Definitely weird. It's definitely not something that
voyeuristic attitude, apparently. Yeah, that was one of the other key points that the focus group liked about that. That is
Yeah, it's just crazy.
All right, so you got some numbers. Obviously, you got some connections out of this.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so, anyway, from that.
Yeah, it's nice. There's some people who want to talk to me, and I'm happy to talk to whoever wants to talk to me, share my story. Bud Light gave me the best night of my life, and, I took a chance, and this all happened for me. So, I love sharing this. I'm so glad you're having me on, and I'm just so glad to talk about it.
That is very cool. So where'd you watch the game last night?
It was great. Bud Light put us up in the Bud Light Hotel for the weekend and had me and about 15 of my family and friends, and we did a big viewing party in their tent where they held all the concerts and everything from the weekend. So it was just so awesome. We had a nice little area that they had set up for us, and my whole family and friends were there. And I think I got some pictures and videos of me watching, all the ads on the big screen.
Watching the entire.
And a big shout out and just so a lot of excitement.
I think it actually epitomizes the word meta.
Yeah.
If ever there were use of the term for that, that's so cool, Ian. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
It's very. I want to bring in Ralphie Aversa, from host of Yahoo Trending. Ralphie, I mean, last night was a crazy night, and obviously Ian's commercial drove a lot of traffic.
Oh my goodness, absolutely, yeah. I think it was actually, as far as Yahoo's concerned, Budweiser was the number one of the ads, the number one search topic. It had to do probably with the Bud Light ad, but also with, of course, the Budweiser ad with the dog and the puppy too.
Yeah, I mean, Budweiser. I mean, it's always on. We were talking earlier about, they're either on like with animals, on with some kind. There's always a very human connection.
But what's amazing too is the contrast between those two ads I just mentioned. You have a tearjerker of an ad with the Clydesdale and with the puppy, and then you have Ian's ad, which is just like, what is going on here right now?
All the single guys in America are like, dude, why didn't I get that?
Me too.
That was a very, very cool. It was a very cool ad. What else was buzzing last night?
All right, so leading up to the game, it was actually funny. You could have looked at the trends and maybe saw who was going to win, because there were more tweets for the Seahawks than there were for the Broncos on Twitter. It was a slight difference, 50.2 to 49.8, but still the Seahawks with a slight edge there and a bigger edge throughout the game. 24.9 million tweets overall. That's up from 24.1 last year. During the halftime show alone, 2.2 million tweets sent. That's more than the entire State of the Union.
Wow.
You remember if we were talking about that?
Yeah.
And by the way, as far as Yahoo's concerned, Bruno Mars, top search trend of the night, more than any other player or any other team. So a lot of people interested in Mr. Mars, and that's great for him because tickets for the second leg of his Moonshine Jungle tour go on sale today.
He nailed it last night. I mean, he's a great entertainer. I mean, it's like, and I think the dude's like 3.5 feet tall, but with that hair, he easily goes over 7 feet. He knows how to bring it, though. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, what do you guys think?
Well, people on Yahoo are searching why Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I agree too. I thought it would have been cool if they were incorporated more than one song. Let's not forget, Bruno Mars has 2 albums, the Red Hot Chili Peppers have 10. So I think they should have either have a few more songs, have them perform a few more songs, or don't even have them on at all. What was the point?
Yeah, well, it's maybe generations collide. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it could have been
good.
Cool. And why didn't they do the mashup of Red Hot Chili Peppers, known for their cover of Higher Ground? That would have played right into Bruno's strengths. It would have been an awesome mashup there on live TV on one of the grand grandest stages. But you know, I mean, I guess it was still cool to see him and hear the one song. But
Were you tweeting last night?
Oh, absolutely.
Are you a big Twitterer? Or up until this point? You are?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. Definitely all over Twitter.
And now you've like blown up. Like, how many followers do you have?
Yeah,
now?
you know what? It's blown up. I probably only have a little bit over 1,000 followers. I think there are people who are making fake Ian Rappaport accounts and getting in there, but it's just, you know.
You got to get the verified account.
Right,
Right?
exactly.
This is the real.
I think the
Right?
request is in, actually. So hopefully.
there you go.
Hillary Clinton, former Secretary of State, former First Lady. She, though, I think probably stole the night with the best Twitter.
She
did. She
did.
not?
She won, absolutely. It was a tweet that was retweeted over 54,000 times, and the tweet read, "It's so much more fun to watch Fox when it's someone else being blitzed and sacked." Hashtag Super Bowl. No idea what I'm sure she's not referring to Fox News there at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Politics sees no shades at all. But then she came out afterwards and said, "It was a joke, guys. Relax. I didn't mean anything political by that." But still,
It was a funny joke. It was a great tweet.
Let's talk about Joe Namath during the coin toss, right?
Yeah, the coin toss, which by the way he flubbed up, but he walks out there in this extravagant fur coat, and immediately people.
I love the fact that you call it extravagant. I mean, if anyone can pull it off, it's going to be Namath.
Exactly,
So.
and there's the comparison to Macklemore, who happens to be from Seattle as well. So you can see there. How about Joe Namath and the IKEA monkey? That comparison.
Who wore it best?
Who wore it best?
That's what it's going to. Joan
Broadway
Rivers has
Joe.
now got our next segment. Yeah, look at this. I love this. Where is this from? Oh, this is Daily News has got this. Look at this. I love it. I mean, if anyone's going to be able to pull off fur, it's Namath.
Exactly. So then we had the photo too of I believe we have it of Joe Namath standing side by side with Phil Simms, and everybody we're calling them Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, which I got a real kick out of too.
For the senior set.
There you go.
I love that is great. So,
Poppin' tags.
Yeah, exactly. What were the other big trends? Because you guys also had loops as well going on.
Yes. All right. So this was created by Yahoo Sports because during these sports games, there's always these moments where you want to kind of put your own twist on them and recreate them in a sense. And what better place to do that than the Super Bowl? So a lot of people creating loops through Yahoo Sports. We have one from Daniel K. This is Peyton Manning on the phone. I believe he was going to phone up to somebody upstairs, but they said instead, "Mom, can you come get me?"
I love it.
Tom Brady, what should I do? That might be another one. Yeah, Papa John's. He still won anyways last night, exactly. Second loop comes from Kevin. This is the Gatorade splash right here. We'll show that. And by the way, what's Russell Wilson doing getting involved with this? Leave it up to the lineman, buddy. Come on, you've done enough.
Right, yeah.
Please.
Well, I mean, you're on top. You gotta, I don't know.
And our third one is Manning face. We love Manning face. This one comes from Jeff. We'll show this one. There you go.
Oh, well, you know, that's going to happen sometimes. It's,
Omaha.
It's
Not a whole lot of Omahas last night. Maybe needed a few
lot
more.
of steaks being sold. One of the funny tweets that was going on last night was J.C. Penney. I don't know if you guys were following this at all, but okay. So I mean, I didn't have anything to drink last night, or too much anyway. But so J.C. Penney had all these crazy tweets, right?
Right. And at first you think that they're tweeting under the influence. Matter of fact, they had other brands buying into this. Kia was telling them to get a designated driver. Coors Light was saying to tweet responsibly. People were tweeting Macy's, asking if they hacked into JCPenney's account. Macy's denied any wrongdoing. Turns out it was hashtag tweeting with mittens. They even dished out a few pair of free mittens as well.
That's very cool.
It was very cool for Team USA. Of course, that was the big push. The Olympics coming up.
It's great because it's finally, you know, it's companies that are selling us mom jeans and Corning wear that can actually show that they have a little bit of personality and some fun, right?
They didn't have to spend a dime to do it, and they really, I mean, for a little bit there, were kind of owning the Twitter conversation throughout the first half of the game, as obviously we were watching the Broncos get blown out.
What about Esurance last night? Because they had an interesting ad. They had an interesting, you know, kind of tweet and all. Look at this. So this was great.
Yeah, it really was. John Krasinski, of course, maybe you know him from The Office. It was a commercial that aired after the Super Bowl, and the whole premise was, okay, we just saved 30% by airing our commercial after the Super Bowl, the equivalent to $1.5 million. So here it is, and use the hashtag EsuranceSave30, and you could win that $1.5 million. They're going to give it away Wednesday night on Kimmel. So.
Yeah. If you win it, dude, I mean, honestly, right? And that's what's going to happen.
That's just not fair.
He is going to come in.
But you might as well try because you're on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, at this point.
Exactly. Oh, man, fun night, guys. We really appreciate it. Ralph Versa, thank you so much from Yahoo Training. Appreciate that. Ian Rappaport, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of you live.
That's awesome.
But hey, yeah, the best night of your life. Hopefully, we'll give you a best morning after. All right, guys.
Totally. Thank you.
Appreciate that. This has been an ABC News Digital Special Report. I'm Dan Pfeffer in New York after the Super Bowl.